What's up, board game people? I told you there was a lot of news these last 2 weeks, and it just keeps rolling in. March is a hot month, and there have been some major movements in the hobby space for us to focus on, so let's jump right in and see what's going on. Real quick though, I'd like to say a big thank you to the members of my Patreon. Our little community over there is growing, and you guys rock. Thank you so much for helping to make our channel better. Live on crowdfunding, now we have Street Fighter V Champion Edition Legends. This project has less than a week remaining, and they've unlocked 8 new fighters in total, adding 4 fighters and 4 Nemesis fighters to the game. If you're interested, check it out before it's too late. New to crowdfunding this week, we have From the Moon, a new worker placement game from the creators of Malia on Kickstarter, and the non-official Frosthaven and Gloomhaven compatible mats over on Gamefound. Now on to the news. February's late update for Euthia Resurrected gives us a closer look at the hero abilities. To allow for more customization, they added 6 new hero tiles to each base game hero. These are included in the expansion. They've also added armor and amulets that the heroes can use. This should add more variety and help to even the odds a bit. Some abilities can be slotted with gems, making them even more powerful. The pledge manager for Wave 1 Stormsunder's Heirs of Ruin is officially closed. With Chinese New Year being over, more PVC mini samples have rolled in. Only 17 miniatures are waiting to be approved now. The last batch of minis should arrive in late March or early April. Solo mode has pretty much been locked down, and testing is focusing on different combinations of heroes through all the acts. They've settled on Milestone XP for the leveling system. With Milestone XP, you gain levels for all the heroes at specific times during the story, like after finishing a big quest or story arc. Kingdom Death Monster published a new update with a kiss and some visual goodness. The plan is to have approved samples to show at Gen Con, and fulfillment beginning shortly thereafter. They gave us a look at the sprue and assembled model for the Seer Red Witch, which has an interesting blood staircase. Engineering is in progress for the Plastic Showdown board, but it's looking like the timeline is slipping to Q2. They gave us a small look into the Black Knight and Frog Dog, focusing on the Squire's campaign, a short 5-year campaign that's allowing them to experiment with new ways of storytelling, such as the suspicion cards found in that campaign. These two are likely headed to print in April. Finishing the campaigns of Death is going to be the next milestone for the project. Fantasy Flight has announced a newly repackaged Dream Chaser cycle for Lord of the Rings card game. You can expect to take the high seas in this full campaign adventure. This repackage consists of a hero expansion and a campaign expansion. It seems they're moving the way of Arkham LCG with these repackages. These 2 boxes are due out this summer. Heroes of Might and Magic 3 is finally homed in on the final creature scales. Some minis got larger, but the majority of the changes shrinking the miniatures to truly match the scale. Late pledges will be available in the Pledge Manager, which will be opening on Gamefound in April. It's sounding like there may be some surprise add-ons in the Pledge Manager as well. The March production update for Escape from Stalingrad Z announces that the assembly process has started and should be complete this week. They also shared a peek at their next project, which will launch after the delivery of Stalingrad Z. This is the second game in the series, titled Escape from Project Reese. A quick update from the Marvel Zombies campaign lets us know that they're gearing up for Wave 2 production. All print files have been approved by Marvel, and the latest proofs are inbound. Plastic samples are also starting to arrive for refinement. Steamforged has announced a new board game, The Sea of Thieves, based off the video game by Rare. It will be interesting to see how they choose to adapt the game, hopefully keeping all the teamwork and pirate shenanigans intact. The English versions of Vampire Masquerade's chapters are on a boat. Tracking numbers for the ships have been provided in the update, and Australia and New Zealand should be seeing their copies shortly. The French, Spanish, and German versions are being assembled now, and they're planning freight loading dates as we speak. Up-to-date booklets and errata will be available through their website, and language versions are also being worked on for these. Forsaken is seeing some delays to the project. They've eaten through the padding they worked into the timeline for various reasons, and must push some dates back, having a ripple effect on the project as a whole. The Pledge Manager creation, tone rewrites, slow testing, finale rewrites, and a writing delay are the culprits. To help them stick better to the new timeline, they brought in 3 new writers and are going to be utilizing a closed beta testing process to help iron out any wrinkles. A new shipping report for Etherfields lets us know that the EU hub has all containers and it's about 43% shipped out. In Canada, the containers have not arrived yet. Unfortunately, UPS has caused a delay and they're waiting on word of a new arrival date. The pledge manager for Tainted Grail Kings of Ruin is now open. Late pledges are also available to anyone who missed out. This is a single wave project. Everything will be coming at once, so there will not be another chance to pledge. They've also created a purely cosmetic add-on with mounted versions of all of our heroes. These are available to use anytime during the campaign should you choose. Dark Quarter's newest update is showcasing the Nolans Police Department faction, focusing on many of the colorful characters you'll encounter at crime scenes and around the city. We get dossiers on Captain Broussard, Chief Franks, Detective LeBlanc, Officer Willis, and Officer Green. Then we get a tidbit more backstory for the Beaumont Agency's own former NOPD member, John Robichaud. I've heard he threw in with the Beaumont Agency. That man could solve any crime blindfolded and handcuffed, but now he's broken and used up. Bottom of the barrel, even for the likes of Beaumont. Who, Robichaud? You mean John I lost my shit Robichaud? He's still alive? Another huge Aeon Trespass Odyssey update has been posted, and it reminds me how much I long to get back to the Argo and set sail. Onwards Odyssey is officially launched, and the feedback they're hearing, and that I have heard, is that it's a wonderful bridge between cycles 1 and 2, and 2 and 3. In fact, they're giving us a definite maybe on getting another Onwards Odyssey to bridge the cycles 3, 4, and 5. They predict to have a few copies of ATO available after the replacements have shipped out, and these will be on sale in the Pledge Manager. They will announce ahead of time so you'll have a fighting chance at getting one. This update contains a roadmap for the ATO app that shows the many new features heading our way throughout 2023. This update also contains a wonderful postmortem for the first wave, and I highly suggest giving it a read for yourself. One of the big takeaways is that they could have done better on the already pretty good insert. Hopefully we'll see some improvements with the next wave. They also state something very important. They intend to polish rough edges, but never to dumb down their games. I love that. After that, the update switches to the illuminated cycle to come. They discuss the game-changing Hermes movement mechanic a bit, show off Midas touch tokens that will transform your gear into priceless artifacts, an endless staircase, oxygen and aether tokens, and explain how even the gods can drown in the lightless void. Oh, and could this be a major change to our Argo? An ATO reprint campaign will launch in Q2 of 2023. This reprint campaign will offer the original game and so much more. New add-ons, new gameplay content, and more. They also remind us that the 12 Sins of Herakles is coming as well, and they give us much more to obsess over until launch. It's a completely new game with new campaigns, plural, an open world that you'll get to play in as one of the many abandoned children of Herakles, a unique named character, a personal story, evolving customizable skill trees, abilities, weaknesses, and paired with their gear system and Titan classes and new abilities, you can create endless builds to suit your playstyle. You'll hunt the 12 monsters released by the Sins of Herakles. The map is fully explorable and a single continuous land to explore. The story is non-linear and the new Titans are ruthless. This seems to take ATO and bring it closer to the personal story style of Kingdoms Forlorn. I'm giddy just thinking about it. Sins of Herakles is headed to crowdfunding later this year. Final Girls Series 2 final wave of shipping is well underway. In China, most have shipped out and been delivered. In Hong Kong, it's the same. In Singapore, delivery estimate is late March. In Taiwan, late March. In Thailand, mid to late April. In Indonesia, late April. In South Korea, late March. In Malaysia, mid-April. In the Philippines, mid to late April. And any other Asian country, they're waiting for more information for a timeline. For Australia and New Zealand, they're completely shipped out. In the US, Canada, and rest of the world, shipping is underway with 2,000 shipments sent out and another 5,000 still to go. In the UK, shipping should have just started. A manufacturer update for Soul Last Days of a Dying Star is outlining the remaining work to be done. Panda now has their production deposit and they're working on the rulebook errata. The insert is also undergoing prototyping and testing to make sure it works fluidly with the game. They've swapped some personnel around to make things quicker and seem to be on track. Feel free to submit feedback for the tabletop simulator version of the game. They're taking feedback into account when planning improvements. League of Dungeoneers is offering the PDF rulebooks in their Pledge Manager once again. If you're a previous backer and would like to pick one up, just add it to your order and you will be charged for it immediately. Frostpunk is quickly approaching the end of its campaign. They've officially completed Kickstarter campaign shipping and are powering through pre-orders and warranty shipping now. Work on the Korean edition of the game is progressing smoothly and they should have a manufacturing completion date soon. In the meantime, they're continuing to work on the app with international partners to tighten up progress on the language versions and to get it pushed out. They plan to continue to support the game through app development and new features for some time to come. The update then switches to put eyes on the future and their 2 upcoming games. Dying Light seems to have been in limbo for an eternity, but now they're starting to give us the barest of details and will be spilling more of the beans on their social media in the future. They're also hyping up their upcoming Apex Legends game that will launch on Kickstarter May 17th. Unconscious Mind's Pledge Manager is live and running smoothly. They have new samples incoming and all problems with wooden and resin pieces have been addressed with Panda. Pictures to come soon as the samples arrive. They've been busy editing the rules and the TTS mod for Dreamworld. They've also added a solo mode to the game. They're sitting at about 87% completed in the Pledge Manager and expect it to remain open for another 2 months. The production order for Heroes of the Shire has been placed with the manufacturer. They will begin the sample and iteration process to make sure everything is perfect before mass production. Once they get the master copy of the game and are happy with the proofing of it, they'll release the print and play files to backers. Symbols for the allies and enemies and danger and health have been updated to make them color blindness friendly. The tabletop simulator sample of the arena mode and 6 heroes is available for play now. They also let us know that they'll be attending AirCon and the UK Games Expo. Be sure and stop by and say hello if you're in attendance. So wow, another video packed to the brim with exciting news. And guess what? There's still more to come. I'm still in the process of catching up and there's at least one more news video to come with a big epic video coming for the new Awakened Realms games. But next is our upcoming campaigns for March video. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and helping our little channel grow. We would love to have you as a part of our gaming community. Thank you to everyone watching and commenting. I'm sorry for the long absence, but I'm back in business now. Again, thank you to all my Patreons, and if you would like to throw $1 or $2 our way to support the channel, check out my Patreon linked in the video description. Every dollar helps us get better equipment and open new opportunities for the channel. I hope everyone's doing well, have a great week, and play something puzzling tonight.